the sheep heart as well as the human heart model. So regions, this would be the apex.
The apex.
And across the top would be the base.
The base.
Apex. And across the top is the base.
Apex, the base.
Pointing it like this, you can see that there is an auricle here.
An
This
auricle
little pouch
right here.
that fills up when the atria fill up. And here's the other pouch here. These
And
are the
other
auricles.
auricle.
And because this is oriented so that is if it's your patient facing you, this is the left side of the heart, and
The
this
left
over here is
side.
the right side of the
The
heart.
right side.
Therefore, this would be the left atrium, the
The-
left auricle,
The
and
left
this would
auricle.
be the right auricle.
The right auricle.
And you also notice here that this has been dissected here. This is the pulmonary trunk. That way you can
This
get
is
to
the
the
pulmonary
see the
trunk.
pulmonary valve. And then you have a frontal cut to open it up, to be able to open it up and see the four chambers and the anatomy inside, just like you would see it in a textbook. So, just to begin with the four chambers, you have the right atrium,
Right atrium.
ventricle,
Right
left
ventricle.
atrium, left ventricle,
Left atrium.
and you
Left
wonder, okay,
ventricle.
well, what separates the atrium from the ventricle? Well, you have this atrioventricular valve. So this one
This is the atrioventricular valve.
over here would be the tricuspid, and this here
The
would be the
tricuspid.
bicuspid.
The bicuspid.
There's three cusps here, and there are two cusps on this side. Or you can call this the right atrioventricular valve, and this is the left atrioventricular valve. And there's also a third name for this, which is the mitral valve. So mitral valve, bicuspid, or the left atrioventricular valve. This is the right atrium, right
atrium,
ventricle,
right
left
ventricle,
atrium, left ventricle.
ventricle.
These atrioventricular valves are also attached to chordae tendineae, which are then attached to papillary muscles. So here's a papillary muscle here.
Papillary muscle here.
This is the chordae tendineae, these tendinous cords.
The chordae
And
tendineae.
those tendinous cords are then attached to the atrioventricular valves that you see here. Quite large, and therefore they're easy to blow backwards when the pressure increases. Therefore, you need these strings to prevent the blood from escaping the wrong way when the ventricles are in systole. You also have this septum here. This is the interventricular septum. You have your
The
ventricles here. So this is
interventricular
from here to here is
septum.
the interventricular septum. And then from here to here is your interatrial septum.
The interatrium
So that's the
septum.
structure here. You also have three layers. You have the epicardium, this thin epicardium,
The epicardium.
and then this thick myocardium,
And then
thick
the
myocardium, and then you have a very thin layer on the inside, which is the thin endocardium.
And then the
So
thin
three layers
endocardium. And the
of the heart.
inside.
Careful because
Should be in the inside.
the probe could be pointing here. If the question is name the chamber, then that would be the right ventricle. But if the question is name the layer, that would be the endocardium. You also have these plate-like structures within the muscle, and that's trabeculae. So you have trabeculae. That's
I
the
believe it's
plate-like
right here.
structures. You have the chamber, and you also
chamber.
have the layer. So
And
three
then
different questions.
The layer.
Could three different answers could be for three different questions, all pointing to the same thing. Just like this, name the structure, that's the interventricular septum, but name the layer, that would be myocardium. And so then, blood will then flow from here to here, and it'll go up and across. You take the probe and you stick it like this. It will come out of the pulmonary trunk. So here's the
It will come
pulmonary
out
trunk,
the
therefore
pulmonary
the
trunk.
probe is actually going through the pulmonary valve, which you see here.
And then the pulmonary
Pulmonary
valve. Right up in there.
It's small, so it's much harder to see than these very large atrioventricular valves. And then the blood will then exit and go out the left and right pulmonary arteries,
The
go to the
pulmonary
lungs, come
arteries
back,
come to the lungs.
and through the left and right pulmonary veins, now oxygenated, and
Left
then
and right.
it will enter
Left pulmonary vein.
this chamber,
Right pulmonary vein.
then this chamber, and then it'll go up through this valve that you see right here.
And then it will come up to
This
this
is
valve,
the aortic valve.
which is called the aortic valve.
And
right here.
the aortic valve is small, just like your pulmonary valve, therefore you don't see any strings attached to it. These are also called semilunar valves. So this would be the left semilunar valve, or you can call it the aortic valve because it leads to the aorta. And you can call this one the right semilunar valve, or the pulmonary valve because it leads to the pulmonary trunk.
Okay, and that leads to the pulmonary trunk, which is right here.
So therefore this vessel here then would be, if you do this, you look up, therefore that would be the aorta.
And this
vessel here
would be
is the pulmonary trunk.
the
And then
aorta.
one more, see here's the right auricle, and
The
attached
right
to
auricle.
that you have this vessel here, there it is, and that is the superior vena cava. The superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava would bring blood into the right atrium.
Oh, superior vena cava, which
So
leads to the right
there could be a
atrium.
lot of questions.
Right in there.
Here's the pectinate muscle, which is on
Pectinate
the underside
muscle.
of the on the underside of the auricle.
Which is on the
pectinate
other
muscle.
side of the auricle, right here.
You have papillary muscle, you have myocardium, and then you have these plate-like structures, which
Papillary
is the
muscle.
trabeculae.
Right up in there.
Now, if we move this out of the way
Papillary
and
muscle.
take a look at the human heart model,